Want to give you some ideas. A lot of times people don't have tennis aids at home or can't practice, but this is a simple way to practice. Is just taking a racket and have a racket cover on, maybe an older racket. In this case, it's a T2000, and practice swinging with a racket cover. It's better than doing nothing. It's a great way to stretch your arms out, and so you can practice, going through your forehand or your backhand. Practice stretching and stretching that muscle with a rack cover. Adds a little weight. Therefore, you take it off, and it's a lot lighter. One thing you can do, you can take a couple magnets. People, the idea of a donut, a baseball player, and they're getting on deck, done a deck circle, and they put a donut over their bat, and they practice swinging. Well, in this case, I put 2 magnets, one on each side, and adds about a half a pound, and you can practice swinging like that. And then I can put my racket cover back on, and that would actually add a little bit more weight to it too. And so that way I can practice. Or I can take these magnets and I can put them different places. If I want to, I can put it on top where I put, this happens to be more like a pound, and I put 2 on each side, and I can practice, my serve, and I can practice my motion. Be careful not to hit the ceiling. I'm in the basement, so it's a small ceiling. You can always get on your knees and practice. And so that's a good way of practicing. Even when you're at a tennis court, if you want, when they're open, you hopefully have freedom enough that they're going to allow us to play summer sports, and we don't become like China, but hopefully we'll be able to play some tennis this summer. And so it's a great way of practicing. And so you have the weight up here, you can practice serving, and perhaps you can put the weight maybe in the middle, right here. And so it's a great way of practicing, where you put the weight here in your racket, and now you're practicing, you're using your extra hand. A lot of times when people play, I notice a lot of beginning players, even some people that are intermediates, what they'll do is they won't take it, use just a hand to take it back. It's like the baseball players, you think how they go back, okay? And so use an extra hand to help you take that racket back. And then that's a great way of practicing. And you notice the weight's in the middle here. And you can practice both forehands and backhands. Forehand, come back, practice, get back to the ready position. And it's a great way to remind people to hold the racket in the middle. That's one way. You can also put maybe a ball in the center like this, and where you have the ball, and it's just about a pound, and you practice swinging. And so I put the weight in the center, and so I'm just practice swinging. Okay, that's another way. Okay, and so different ways that you can put. You can use just a racket cover, put a ball in the center like this, put weight on top, put weight in the center here. You can also, take these weights. You can take these weights, and you can I can adjust them whether I want them on top, whether I want them on bottom, or whether I want them on the side. And so it's a great way of practicing. And this way, if you'll notice what happens when you put the weight in the side here, it actually helps me close my racket. Some people have their racket open like this. Great way of practicing, because that's going to cause you to put in the weight here. It's going to cause you to close your racket. It's not going to cause you to open, so you're going to cause you to close your racket, and you can put the weight in different places, and that way you can practice, okay? And you're conscious of how your racket has to come back and close here. It's closed versus being open. When you hit the ball, it's closed. And so when you're coming through, it's a great way of practicing. And if you need some magnets like these, you can either buy them, take some things apart. These are just recycled magnets that I have a bunch of them. I always send you some, but it would cost you a little bit. And it's a great way of practicing. And so this is kind of like my donut that I use and I practice occasionally. Different ways I find for practicing. I hope this was helpful. So let me know if I can help y'all, give you assistance, and any tips I have, or if you have any ideas with me, share with me.